Hey everyone, so today I am super excited to do this frugal / almost becoming a minimalist house tour. I did a video on this probably like a year ago, kind of showing you guys my house, and there's some changes that have happened. So let's just kind of go show you guys what this looks like when it comes to being a frugal minimalist. And let's do this house tour by ourselves because my wife unfortunately works really late in the day and I have to do this on my own. So this is our house here. We live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. I actually was purchased a long time ago when it was actually a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. So we completely remodeled it. This actually looks way different than it used to. Unfortunately, I don't have photos or videos of it, which would have been really, really cool. So if you guys have been a fan of the channel for a while, you actually know this looks way different than my normal living room videos because there's my clock, but this looks entirely different. So this right here is a brand new couch. This wasn't actually purchased. This was given to us by a family member, which is my dad, which was super awesome. So that was entirely for free for us. But the cool part was we were actually saving up for a couch because we wanted to get a new one. So all that extra money we went into putting like new decorations, putting like a new table in, and these lamps and everything else as well too. So that was really, really cool. And we were super excited to be able to do that, but we did it on a budget. We shopped at Ross, which is where we got like most of our decor from, which is really cool because I own shares in Ross, which means I get paid out those dividends from me buying my stuff from them, and also of course the value going up. But this is not an investing video. But that is my couch there. Then we got our piano right over here, which if we're lucky, maybe towards the end we can have Daisy, who is hanging out right here with me. Maybe we can have her play you guys some tunes because I've actually taught her how to play the piano. So we got our entertainment system here. We got our little TV. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the bedrooms, which are on this side of the house. So we go into this little hallway. We got some nice little greenery going on over here. We got Daisy now just moved over here onto this bed because she kind of knew where I was going with this tour apparently. She kind of probably thinks this is weird because I work from home, so I normally am in my office. So now I'm recording while I'm walking around the house, so she probably doesn't have any clue on what's going on here. So we got our little bookshelf here with all of our books. We got our guest bed over here. Of course, we got like a little theme going on. And we got little Daisy. Hey, Daisy. You gonna play the piano for us later? Yeah? All right, so after Daisy is done getting so much attention, we can continue moving on. So right over here, we actually have this really awesome blue chair. This is what we like to call Dumbledore's chair. It is super comfortable. Hey, what's up? A lot of attention, that's what she needs. Anywho, so this chair, anybody that sits in it loves it. It's so comfortable. And yeah, Dumbledore's chair. So if you guys are Harry Potter fans, you guys can hit that like button. All right, so next up is going to be our bathroom. And this is actually also quite different from before as well too. So if you actually watched our previous video when it comes to the house tour, this actually looks a lot brighter in the room. And that's because the other stuff in here were like super, super dark. So we had a little theme going on here, which is kind of like the tan and pink. We have like the towels, we have like the holders. We got like a little candle and then this right over here. So kind of a cool theme. We did a lot of this from Ross, and this is not like a ad from Ross, but we love them because they have some really awesome stuff at some really great prices. So that's where we usually get a lot of our decor from for our house. So here we have our bedroom. So this has like a gray and yellow theme. I'm actually kind of a big fan of the color yellow. Very nice and bright. So right over here we have this that we added a couple of months ago. Found it for Smoke and Deal, also at Ross as well. And then of course we got our bed itself. We got very minimal amount of stuff here. Obviously I'm not gonna lie, I actually cleaned up the house a little bit before we started recording here, just because of course I wanted it to look nice and clean. So we have, like this was cleaned up because it had all of my wife's stuff on there. And then I cleaned up the nightstand a little bit. But this is generally what I have minus the actual phones when they're being charged at night. And then we got our closet over here that has all of our clothes, which you guys don't really need to see, right? So if we move on over to the other side of the house here, I'm gonna kind of rotate. Like I mentioned, I'm recording this all by myself, so that's why we're kind of doing it this way. I might like toss in some B-roll stuff here in between. So this house was, like I mentioned, purchased a long time ago when it was only 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So we did all the remodeling, including the kitchen. This looks completely different than it used to. There was no bar over here. This was actually a full wall, so we broke down the wall and then we turned the sliding glass door from what used to be just like a one regular door. We wanted to open that up and give it some more light in the house. So this is our kitchen area. So kind of have a few things. Obviously our fridge here is very empty on the front. We actually don't even use this, but then the side is kind of where all of our little clutter is when it comes to that. Got our fruit stuff here, which we don't have a lot of fruit right now. We got some of our wines. The counter's a little stacked right now because we have some wines there, but usually I like to keep it nice and clean. That way it's nice and organized. I would show you guys the back, but honestly, there's quite a bit of a mess. It's been a long time since we've actually been able to do anything back there. We're actually planning on the future to kind of fix it up a little bit more since there's so much dirt and we live in Arizona, so there's a lot of different storms that go through the process of like just getting dust everywhere. And so for me personally, I'm just like, I really want to get that taken care of, so no more dust. We can hang out outside a lot more and go on from there. So here we have a new frame that we actually just got also from Ross. We haven't even taken the edges off here because we're still debating if we like it here. So you guys can let me know if you guys like this right over here, if it looks good. I don't think it's centered right now because I didn't like actually put it on the wall. I just kind of put like some thumbnails or thumbtacks so that way I can actually just have it up temporarily. So what I'm gonna show you guys next is actually my office and our craft room. And this was actually all built in. This used to be a garage. So this is gonna be the bathroom here. So right over here, we actually put this built-in shower, which is really, really nice. Try to get some good angles there. I'll probably do some B-roll after. And then we got, of course, the rest of the stuff here in the bathroom. There's that. We got our Bath and Body Works hand soaps for the holidays, because that's what my wife loves to get. And then here we're gonna have the office. Now, I was kind of mentioning that I'm becoming more of a minimalist, and if you actually watched my previous video a long time ago, this whole wall right over here used to all be full of stuff, just like random nerdy things, and it's now mainly my office and Daisy's little bed over here to hang out with me when I'm working. But this used to just be full of stuff, and now it's condensed to about a third of what it used to be. And I'm kind of proud of myself because two things. One, I actually was able to sell a lot of that stuff and make some good money. And then two, it just means less things that I have to worry about. So it makes me really happy. I'm actually probably gonna condense this even more down the road, but it's mainly Futurama and like old school video game stuff, like none of the new stuff, like Nintendo 64 and Super Smash Brothers and like all of that kind of jam. So if you guys are fans, let me know by hitting that like button or commenting down below as well too. This is a little bit more closer look at my office here. This is kind of where I work every day. You see the lights, you can kind of see the camera right over there. Awesome. And then like I mentioned, we got Daisy that hangs out with me pretty much every day. And then if you guys have a wife that loves to craft, this probably looks all too familiar. Or if you love to craft yourself, that right there is all of her stuff. She has her Cricut, and then I think she was doing some stuff a couple of days ago, but this is kind of what it looks like most of the time. And then we have our little closet over here that has probably the most like junk, I guess you can say. We have Daisy's food. We have some stuff for when I want to sell things online, and then like all of our like picnic stuff and whatnot up there too. So couple little things here and there that we can still get rid of and clean up the house a little bit more. But overall, this is kind of what a frugal house looks like. I mean, we don't buy a lot of things that we don't need. We try to be very practical with our purchases because we want to make sure that we're getting the best value, but then also being very useful with the things that we're using. So we don't want to buy something that is just going to sit around and not be used. Now, of course, we do buy things that are decor or things that are, seasonal, but that makes my wife happy and that makes me happy too. And, it kind of gives us excitement for like the holiday seasons or whatever season we might be in. But these things make us happy, but not also at the same time overstuffed with things in the house. So for us, this is pretty good. I think there's more room for improvement when it comes to the minimalism side. But as far as frugal side, all the things that we buy, we are very cautious with. We do comparison shopping, so we don't ever overspend when it comes to having to buy things. Like getting these lamps were unbelievably cheap. And then I think I had to buy the smart lights, which were maybe a little bit more expensive than the actual lamps themselves, which is kind of funny. But overall, that is the house tour. And as I mentioned, if you stuck around, let's get Daisy to play on the piano because I honestly did teach her how to play the piano and it's pretty cool. So let's see if we can get her over here. Come on, Daisy. Come on. All right, Daisy, thank you so much for joining us. You ready to show everybody your piano skills? Let's do it. Piano. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Piano. Good girl. Good girl. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out and watching. If you want to keep on watching more content here on the channel, click on this video right over here. And until next time, take care.